Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra Unit 1 Review A. Remember to show every step and to write your answers on the lines. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Number 1, gotta solve for x, if you need to see where x is. Now, how do I get rid of that 7? Do I add it or subtract it? Well, no, we don't add it. It's not negative. And if you're like, Mr. Grice, it's negative, there's subtraction. Remember, we can rewrite this so it's a negative 4x, and that is a positive 7. Okay? So now I can see the way to get rid of it is I have to, subtract 7 to both sides. Negative 13 minus 7 is negative 20, and that equals negative 4x. And to solve, we divide by negative 4 to get the x by itself. Remember that a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So we get that x equals 5. Okay, number 2. So remember, the first thing that we do is when we see parentheses, we're like, oh, I gotta do parentheses first. Well, there's nothing inside the parentheses to do, but outside the parentheses, I sure do see a negative 3, and that means that I have to distribute. So negative 3 times 4 is a negative 12c. Negative 3 times 7 is negative 21. Okay, and now I need to combine like terms. 5c minus 12c is a negative 7c. Minus 21 equals 14. And now we solve. So the reverse order of operations, I'm going to add 21 to both sides. I get negative 7c equals 35. And to get the c by itself, I need to divide, and I am dividing by negative 7. So 35 divided by negative 7 is going to give us negative 5. Okay, number 3. 8x minus 23 equals 3 parentheses 2x minus 9. Then x equals, so once again we got to figure out, hey, what does x equal? So on the left side, there's not a lot that we can do, but on the right side, I can distribute 3. Okay, 3 times 2 gives us 6x. 3 times 9 gives us 27. Now I notice I have variables on both sides, so I want to move the smaller variable. So that's the 6x. 8 minus 6, we get 2x minus 23 equals negative 27. And now the x is by itself, so I'm just going to use inverse operations. So add the 23 to the other side. I get 2x equals negative 27 plus 23 is a negative 4. And then divide both sides by 2. We get x equals negative 2. All right, number 4. Okay, so I see that things are kind of all over the place. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to combine like terms. 2 minus 8 is negative 6x minus 3. On the right side, I want to combine like terms as well. And I get negative 6x, and 4 minus 7 is negative 3. Now, just like that last one, I have variables on both sides, so I'm going to move the smaller one. Mr. Grice, they're both the same. Well, yeah, they are. So when I combine like terms, or get the variables to one side, I mean, they cancel out. I'm not left with x over here, guys. 6 minus 6 is 0. So I have negative 3 equals negative 3. I am left with a true statement, so that means my final answer is infinite solutions. Number 5. Okay, the first thing we want to do with number 5 is distribute. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 3 is 6. And on the right-hand side, I'm just going to keep it the same. You can combine like terms over there, but we can wait as well. So on the left side, I'm going to combine like terms. 6 minus 7 is -1. On the right side, I have 3x minus x, which gives us 2x. I have variables on both sides, so I'm going to move the smaller one. And just like the last one, 2x minus 2x is not x. Don't be that guy. They both cancel, and we're left with -1 equals -6. And last time I checked, I don't think so. So your final answer is no solution. Okay. Number 6, I'll be nice, I'll distribute, but after that you guys are on your own. Okay? So the -10 comes down, the 2x comes down, and then I need to distribute that 3. 3 times 5 is 15, and 3 times x is 3x. Now on the right side, I'm distributing half. So half of 4 is 2, and then half of 8 is 4. All right, so from here on out, guys, you got to combine like terms, get the variable to one side, and solve using the inverse operations, SODMAP. Okay, go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. Okay, so you should have gotten x equals 3. Once you combine like terms, you got -x plus 5 equals 2x minus 4. I added the x to both sides to get 3x, added the 4, and then divide by 3. Okay, so Allie burns 250 calories when she runs 3 miles. Okay, so the first thing I know that we're talking about is we're talking about calories and we're talking about miles. Okay, so it's very important that you set this up first. They are saying how many calories will she burn if she runs 15 miles? So if we set this up, we have 250 over 3, and they're saying how many calories, that's our x, and then 15 miles. Okay, so I know we have to cross multiply. The first thing we're multiplying is 250 times 15, so I'm just using my calculator. 250 times 15, and we get 3,750. And that's going to equal 3x. Now, to get the variable by itself, we divide both sides by 3. So 3,750 divided by 3, we get 1,250 equals x. So Ms. Carranza was talking in class that we don't want to have a naked number, so you have to tell me 1,250 what? Well, they wanted to know how many calories. All right, number 8. The ratio of men to women at a fitness center is 4 to 3. So remember that first number is talking about the men and the second number is talking about the women. If there are 144 men, how many women are there? Okay, So we need to set this up as a fraction. Oops. Men to women. So 4 to 3 equals, remember they told us the men and I need to know the women. Okay, so we're going to pause the video and see if you can do this one all on your own. Good luck. Okay, so 4x equals 432, divide by 4, and you get 108, not chickens, women. Make sure to label it correctly. All right, number 9. A water hose releases 2 gallons of water for every, what? 3 minutes. How many minutes will it take to fill up a 150-gallon swimming pool? And approximately how many hours would it take? So the two things they're talking about is they're talking about gallons and minutes. So gallons are on the top, 2 to 3. And remember, they're telling us 150 gallons. So 150 is on the top, and this time the x is on the bottom. Okay, so go ahead and multiply. We get 2x equals, oh, that should have been in blue. 3 times 150 is 450. And to solve for x, we have to divide by 2. You should have gotten 225. Okay, so how many minutes is that? Well, that's 225 minutes. Now, how many hours is that? Ugh. Some people are like, well, each hour is divided by 60, so 3.75. Okay, well, that's approximately 4 hours, okay, if we're rounding up. But that is exactly 3 hours, and the 0.75, well, I can't say 0.75 minutes, guys. There's not 75 minutes, and well, no, it's 4 hours and 15 minutes. Well, no. Another way, guys, if you're having trouble, we have 225. I'm going to subtract an hour. That's 1 hour. That's 2 hours. That's 3 hours, and I'm left with 45 minutes. So 3 hours and 45 minutes for our exact hour, exact time. Okay, we're almost there. Number 10. We have to translate it, and then we have to solve it. So 26 is 11 more than, oh, more than's telling me that I'm going to have to switch something. 3 times the number. So 26 is more than, I know 11 has to come back here, and 3 times a number is 3x, okay? So here it is translated. But guess what? Yeah, they want us to solve it too, okay? So solving for x, I'm going to subtract 11 to both sides. I got 15 equals 3x. Divide by 3. And we get 5 equals x. All right, Joanna. She wants to buy a new dress for homecoming. The dress costs $135. She makes $15 an hour by taking care of her neighbor's daughter. She already has $30. How many hours does she need to work in order to pay for the dress? So let's go ahead and figure everything out. So the dress costs $135, okay? So I know that everything needs to equal $135. She has $30 already, and then she makes $15 in hours. Okay, so that's where we have to multiply. Okay, and now solve. Go ahead and pause the video and do it on your own. Okay, so I subtract 30, divide by 15, and we get x equals 7. And just remember, they said how many hours? So she would have to work 7 hours. Last one, number 12. Now, before I just get all cross multiply on this problem, remember to put it in parentheses, okay? So the first thing we're doing is 15 times 2 plus 2x, and I'm going to set that equal to 1 times 8x minus 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and distribute. 15 times 2 is 30, plus, well, 15 times 2 is 30x this time. Okay, on the right side, multiply. We're multiplying by 1, so nothing changes. I have 8x minus 3. I want to move the smaller variable. When I rewrite it this time, I'm going to go standard form. So that means 22x plus 30 equals negative 3. And now solve. We're just doing SADMAP. I'm going to subtract 30 to both sides. I get 22x equals negative 33. And to get the x by itself, we divide by 22. Always reduce your fractions. So we get a negative 3 over 2. Okay? So x equals negative 3 over 2. And that's it. Well, guys, that's review A. You're going to have one more review before your test. If you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra Unit 1, Review A. Thanks for watching.